everyone, welcome back to the session of English. In this session, we are going to continue with our topic determiners. Now, this is part 11. So, we have been discussed so many determiners so far. Now, in this session, again, we are going to discuss some determiners. In fact, some points are there in this session which are not exactly determiners, but they used in our sentences. Now, let us begin with the session. In this session, we are going to discuss each other, one another, and then both. Now, both is a word which is exactly a determiner. But if we talk about each other and one another, in this, if you see the word each, that is a determiner. But each other is not a determiner, basically. One another is also not a determiner. But these are the words which can replace noun. That means they are pronouns. So why we are discussing these two words in this session? Just because I want to clarify the difference between the word each and each other. They both are different. And there is an important use of each other and one another, which is related somewhere with the word both and some other words as well. So we are going to discuss that in this session only. So let us begin this session. First of all, we have a word each other and one another are phrases that are used to indicate reciprocal actions or relationships between two or more people or things. They are often used interchangeably, but there are some subtle differences in their usage. So each other and one another, they used to show the reciprocal relationships. Now, the word reciprocal, what does it mean? Well, if you have learned mathematics, or if you have read mathematics, or if you study mathematics, you must have heard this word in the chapter of fractions. There is reciprocal fraction. Suppose we have a fraction that is 2 upon 5. So the reciprocal of it will be 5 by 2 or 5 upon 2. So this is reciprocal. Now reciprocal means the reverse reaction or the reverse of something. Now, if I say each other, suppose there are two persons, A and B. First, one day, B needs some help. He went to A for some help and A helped him. Now, another time, A went to B for some help and now B did the same. It means they helped each other. Reverse reaction. What A did, B also did the same. So this is showing the reverse reaction. So this is called reciprocal action. And this word each other and one another, they both are reciprocal pronouns. They show the reverse reaction. But what is the difference between each other and one another? We are going to discuss in this session only. Now here one thing is written that they are often used interchangeably. Now what does it mean? That will also elaborate in this session only. So let's begin this session. First of all, we have the word each other. Now each other is a reciprocal pronoun. First thing, that it is a reciprocal pronoun. Second thing, because it is reciprocal or it is showing the reciprocal action, as I have given you the example just now, each other is basically used for only two people. Now, whenever we have only two persons or whenever we talk about only two persons, we use the word each other. Remember, each other can be used only in the terms of two people only. If there are more than two people, we cannot use each other. Each other is primarily used to refer to a reciprocal relationship or action between two people or things. Now here this is the key point, or this is the key word, that is two people. So two people is very important phrase over here. You should keep this in mind. If we talk about two people only, then only we can use the word each other. Now let us move to the next one. One another. Now what does this mean? One another is used to refer to a reciprocal relationship or action among more than two people. Now here the key part is more than two people. It means whenever we talk about any reciprocal action or reaction, if we talk about two people, two persons, we are talking about each other. But if we are talking about more than two people, the phrase that is used will be one another and not each other. It implies a group or multiple individuals interacting with one another. It is also a reciprocal pronoun. It means reciprocal pronoun is of two types. One is each other and another is one another. Each other is used for two and one another is used for more than two. That's it. Now let us move to the examples and usage. If we have two recipients, we can use each other. Each other is used when you want to express a reciprocal action or relationship between two individuals or things. For example, they love each other. Now, if I'm saying they love each other, they must be two only. Suppose I say Ria and Sia helped. Obviously, because these are two persons, I can say Ria and Sia helped each other. Now it is each other. Ria and Sia helped each other. Now here one thing will definitely come to your mind. That is, if it is written they love each other, can we write they love one another? Of course, we can write. But there they alludes to more than two. Because they is indefinite. It is not showing that whether we are talking about two or more than two. So both the phrases each other and one another are correct over there. But in this case, Ria and Sia, where this is definite that we are talking about two people only. Here, each other is correct, but one another will not be correct. Whereas in this sentence, if I say they love each other, this is also correct. If I say they love one another, that is also correct. Now, this is how, as I told you, that they can be used interchangeably, so we can use it. But there is different context. Which is the different context? The number of people. If they are more than two people, we are using they love one another. And if I'm using only for two people, they love each other. Now, of course, they love one another. Maybe there are many members in the family and they love one another. So they love one another. Now let us move to the next one. More than two recipients, one another. One another is used when you want to express a reciprocal action or relationship involving more than two individuals or things. They help one another. Now here it refers to that there are many people and they help one another. For example, the students of the class helped one another. Now let us see this sentence. The students of the class 12th, let's say, the class 12th helped one another. Now let me write this 12th like this. Not this, but this. Class 12th helped one another. Now, if there are students, obviously there must be more than two. That is the strength of class 12th, of course. So that there must be more than two. So here, the students, it refers that they are more than two. The students of the class 12th helped one another. So here we are using the expression one another and not each other, because here we are talking about more than two people only. Now let us move to the next one. Interchangeability in some cases. In some cases, each other and one another can be used interchangeably when the number of individuals or things involved is not specified. Now this is the key part. Or when it does not matter. They can talk to each other or they can talk to one another. Both are correct. This can refer to two or more people talking to each other without specifying the exact number. Avoiding redundancy. Now this one is again a concept that sometimes we are not ought to use each other, because that is very simple that we are talking about two people only. There are some actions like that. It is generally considered redundant to use each other or one another when the action is reflexive or when there are only two people involved. It means there are some actions in which only two people can be involved. So there is no need to add each other or one another. How? If I say they hugged each other, obviously two people will hug each other. So we need not write this each other because this is implied that there must be two only. The action of hug can be between two people only, basically. So this each other can be used, but we can avoid it as well. So the correct sentence will be they hugged. That is correct. And it is preferable as well. Now let us move to the next one. Subject-verb agreement. Pay attention to the subject-verb agreement when using these phrases. Use a plural verb when referring to more than two individuals. They greet one another with a smile. Now, of course, whether they are one another, whether they are used for each other, we will be using plural verb only, because plural verb, each other is also used for two people only. And if two people are there, obviously the verb will be plural. And if the minimum number is two, of course, the verb will be plural in all the cases. Context matters. The choice between each other and one another often depends on the specific context of the sentence and the number of individuals or things involved. Consider the intended meaning and the number of participants when choosing between them. In summary, each other and one another both indicate reciprocity, but each other is typically used for a reciprocal relationship or action between two entities, while one another is used for reciprocity among more than two entities. However, in many cases, they can be used interchangeably when the number of participants is unspecified or does not matter. Now, this much I have already explained you with examples. I hope you understood all of it. Now we are going to discuss both. Now, both is a determiner typically. How it is used? We always use the word both only for two people only. Now this is very important to keep this in mind, that both can be used only for two people. It cannot be used for more than that. It cannot be used for more than that. For less than that. So both is particularly used for two people, two entities, two things only. The word both is a versatile determiner and pronoun that is used to refer to two people, things, or groups, emphasizing that they are considered together. Now here groups is also mentioned. Suppose there are two groups, where each group has 5 members, that does not matter. If there are two groups, you can use both for the groups, not for the people. Or in combination. Here are definition, usage, and rules for both. Now, one more thing about both is there, that both is always a positive word only. Both is a positive word. It cannot be used in negative sense, or it cannot be used in negative sentences. Both is typically a positive word only. This is another key point for the word both. Now, let us have some definition. Both refers to two items or groups and emphasizes that they are being considered collectively or simultaneously. Emphasis on two items or groups. Both is used when you want to emphasize that you are referring to two things, people, or groups together. Also, it is always a positive word. This you should keep in mind. Again and again, I'm saying that both is used in positive sense only. Example, both of my parents are teachers. Now parents are only two or two persons, mother and father. So if I'm talking about mother and father, both of my parents, it means my mother as well as my father, they are teachers. So both of my parents are teachers. Placement, both is typically placed before the two items or groups that it is referring to. Now this is again very important. The position of both is just before the two words or two items or two entities or two groups or two people whom we are talking about. Both cats and dogs are popular pets. So cats and dogs, these are two words which we are talking about, and we are using the word both. The company values both innovation and teamwork. So what the company is valuing, that is innovation and teamwork. So these are two things for which we have used both. Now I cannot write this sentence like both the company will use or the company both will use innovation and teamwork. That will ruin the sentence, or you can say that will disturb the sentence, or that will disturb the structure of the sentence. So the correct structure or the correct position of both just before the words which we are involving in these two entities. Now let us move to the next one. Subject verb agreement. Now of course, because both is used for two, obviously the noun will be plural. The verb will be plural because we are talking about two. When both is used as a subject, the verb that follows should be plural to agree with the fact that it refers to two entities. Both of them are talented musicians. Both Ria and Jaya are friends. So, are and we are using plural verb only. So, always we are using plural verb with the word both. This is very, very important again. Now, let us move with pronouns. Both can be used with pronouns such as they, we, you, etc. to refer to groups or people or things. Now, of course, if both word is there, so both must be two. And if we are using of after them, so if we are having pronouns after that, obviously they must be plural. So plural pronouns are they, we, you, etc. Both of you are invited to the party. So both of you are invited. So you must be more than two. So both is plural. Obviously, you must be more than two. So are invited to the party. Sorry, if I say both of you, now this you also refers to two only. It is not more than two, it is two only. Because if I say both of you, it means there are two people and I'm speaking to them that both of you, it means you both. I pardon here. You or any word which is after both of, that is only two. We are talking about only two over there. We are not talking about more than two because we are not picking. We are talking about all these two. So both means all those two. Now let us move to the next one. Negative form. Neither or none. Now this concept is very, very important. Let me tell you. Suppose I say both of us are not going to the party. Are not going to the party. Suppose this is the sentence. Now, is this sentence correct? Just think yourself. Is this sentence correct? No, not at all. The sentence is incorrect. How? Because we are talking about the word both, and both is used only for two people. And we are saying not going? How is it possible? Both is used only in positive sense, not in negative senses at all. And if I say both of us are not going, first thing the sentence is incorrect over here only, that we cannot use the word not. Now, if I rectify the sentence, or if I get a sentence to rectify it, the first thing which is very important, the meaning of the sentence should not change. Now here, if I just remove this word not from here, it will change the meaning of the sentence. How? If I say both of us are going to the party, it means I'm not denying we both are going there. But I want to say that both of us are not going there. It means two of us are not going to the party. We don't want to go to the party. So how to write this sentence without both? Here, the word both is also incorrect. Instead, the entire sentence is incorrect because here the correct word is neither. Now, neither is also used for two people only. Now, if I say neither of us is going there, now this sentence is absolutely correct. How? First thing. Now, let me elaborate this. Suppose, if I just remove this both and add neither to this. Again, the sentence is incorrect because with neither we cannot use are. This part is incorrect. Also, neither is itself a negative word. And if it is itself a negative word, we cannot use not also. Because minus minus plus we know well. So, if the word neither is there, we need not write not in that sentence, because neither is itself a negative word. So the entire sentence, sentence entirely, it is incorrect. The correct sentence will be neither of us is going there. Here each and every thing is clear. Neither is used for two people, correct. Of us, so us means we are two only. It is singular verb, and we are not using not again in the sentence. Now this sentence is absolutely correct. I hope you understood. If we have to write the negative sentence, we should not write the word both. Instead, we should write neither. Also, neither is always followed by singular form of verb, so we should keep this in mind. Also, we need not write not again with the word neither, because neither is itself a negative word. Now let us move to the slides again. To express the opposite of both, you can use neither or none. Now, none is used basically for more than two. So, none is used for more than two. But the correct substitute of both is neither. Sorry, the correct opposite of both is neither, because neither is used only for two. Neither of them wants to go. So, this sentence is absolutely correct. But none cannot be used in place of both, because none is actually used for more than two. And none is a word after which we can have plural verbs, after which we can have singular verbs. Both are correct. So here, let me just remove this word not from here. Only the neither can be the opposite of the word both. Now let us move to the next one. Use with and. Both is often. Now if we talk about the pairs of conjunction, both is always paired with and. In the pair conjunction, always. We cannot say both as well as. No, both and. Often used in conjunction with and to join the two items or groups. Both apples and oranges are delicious fruits. We cannot say both Ria as well as Priya footed the bill. Suppose this is the sentence. Footed the bill. Suppose this is the sentence. Of course, it is incorrect. Why so? Because we are talking about both. So both is always paired with and, not as well as. Of course, if we use as well as, the verb depends on the first subject. And if the first subject is Ria over here, so it should be a singular verb. Though here verb is not the matter at all, because verb does not matter over here, just because it is the past tense. So past tense is not singular or plural. So if we talk about both, it should be paired with and only. Both Ria and Priya. Now let us move to the next sentence. Use with of. When both is followed by a pronoun, it is common to use of after both. Both of us. Now us is a pronoun. Will attend the meeting. This is simple. Well, I hope you have learnt all the concepts of both. I have told you each and everything about the word both, how to use it, how to use each other, how to use one another. I hope this is very much clear to you all now. Thank you very much.